Hello and welcome to the IMANAH Podcast, episode 11, XI in Roman numerals, or is it Xi, like the president of China? It's a good mnemonic for remembering the episode. Last week here, we had Barbara O'Neill, and within 24 hours of the video going live, we got an email from YouTube that they took down the video. We appealed the decision and won the appeal, and the video is back up. Thank God for small mercies. Friends, today's topic is about depression. How many times have you seen people depressed? How many times have you dealt with your own depression? Why is it on the rise worldwide? There are many reasons. We can talk about an increase in screen time leading to the degradation of society. This is one of those issues that is almost a reaction post fact. Children who spend more time online have less time interacting with the real world. This loses them social skills to which people react negatively. Then these kids think people are just terrible. It's a vicious cycle. How many times have people been told, pick yourself up, accept your situation, forget about the past, or just pray? What if there's something you can do actively? Let me show you an illustration. Imagine now 10 people standing around in a circle facing each other. Let's say they're strangers. Now, if you ask someone, what is in between these people? Most people are likely to say there's nothing between these people. If you look with the lens of your intellect, you will see there is something there. There's a relationship, rishta, a bond that erodes in a dysfunctional society and is strengthened in a functional one. People like Zuckerberg understand this. Bezos, Gates, Elon Musk, they've all not only understood, but are making billions off of this understanding. As I've mentioned previously, despite the perception, they are not giving you anything. They're taking from you. People say there is an overpopulation problem. Too many people. Can you imagine that? They've convinced us that people are the problem. If they can convince you to have no respect for your peers, they can convince you to not respect your own self, because you're mostly like those around you. Sociologists call your home the first space. Your work or school is the second space. Then you have a third space. That third space is not your work, it's not your home, it's not your school. It's a place where people gather to congregate. Maybe it's clubs, parks, movies, shopping. Where can people go today to connect with each other? This was most likely the original purpose of temples, churches, mosques, and synagogues, a place to gather together, to remember God, and to do good, socialize, and benefit from each other, not siphon every drop of your time and energy into some elitist agenda. Sadly, much of those things have also become businesses or strictly regimented ritual houses. Friends, we have to rebuild. In my opinion, there is no other way. Unless we rebuild, or unless we build a third space, a safe space for people of different walks of life to come together and congregate around good things, the problem of depression in our society may just keep getting worse. I would love to get into all of these details with all of you in a much deeper level, and I would like for you guys to join the Discord server. Please go to the website www.imanah.com and go to the top right where there's a link for the Discord server and join us. Would love to hear from you and get further into these types of topics. We're going to bring in our next guest, Nisha Srinivasan.
Hello,
Nisha,
namaste.
Nisha is a tech professional who turned towards nature cure. Her journey towards mindful living, service, and sustainability prompted her to leave behind a conventional career and pursue her calling in volunteering. Settling with her family in a village near Coimbatore, Nisha's journey is one of deep inner and outer transformation. Through vipassana, meditation, nature cure, forestry, natural farming, and natural learning. Nisha, welcome to the IMANAH Podcast.
Absolute pleasure and great to connect with you. I've heard so much about you, but today I get to see you and talk to you. Privilege.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background, Nisha? Where were
Oh, yeah.
you
Thank
born?
you.
Where were you raised?
Yeah. I'll probably cover it as part of my talk too. And I was born in a small town in Trichy, and I grew up studying physics and computers. And suddenly I looked around, and all my friends were in the US. So I also went to the US and spent 10 years in California working in tech sector,
Oh, wow.
and got exposed to a lot of good things there, and which prompted me to return to the source. Uh, Little did I know that we've gone so far away that returning to the source is not going to be possible. But at least I wanted to start making that journey from resource led life towards source led life. So, yeah, that's my journey in a nutshell. I like everything that starts with the word natural. So, yeah.
So, can you explain that resource-led life? What does that mean?
A resource-led life is where we had a house and two cars, and a lot of elements of what you would call as lifestyle, where style dominated over life. And in a source-led life, life dominates over style.
Nice. Beautiful
Yeah.
way to put it. Oh, when you were raised, Nisha, were your parents in the natural health kind of a space, or were they more towards allopathic?
Very much leaning towards nature, because
Oh,
my
wow.
father was from a village. And so for me, nature cure was not like a diet or treatment or something you follow for 3 months and then stop. Um, and right now, currently, but a lot of it I trace back to my childhood, and especially my inspiration, my father. So today, for me, nature cure is a way of understanding the relationship between me or any human being
Hmm.
and the world we come from. It's a recognition, right?
Right.
Um, it's an ancient recognition, but constantly forgotten. So that we are made of the same five elements that make up
Hmm.
everything. Um, in Tamil, we say "andatil pindam, pindatil andam,"
Hmm.
and when we live in alignment with these elements, it's not just intellectually, but in our daily habits, our movements, and in our creativity. The body does what it was always designed to do, which is
Right.
healing, which may not be dramatic, which may not be very quick, but steady and steadfastly, more importantly, in the direction of wholeness. So, in Trichy, right? Since we
Hmm.
are talking about childhood, in Trichy, it is a city of heat and light, though it rains a lot more now. And we had
Right.
3 seasons: hot, hotter, and hottest.
That's right.
So, in our house, nature was not something we went looking for. It was simply everywhere. It came screaming through and streaming through. Um,
Right.
so, even before we could wake up, morning light was there. And we drew water from a well and got our natural exercise. Coconut trees were part of our milieu, and therefore coconuts were part of every meal. And fruits were bananas. Trichy is like banana capital, so
Right.
bananas were abundant. And we had a corner house, so we had plenty of conversations going with people passing by, and so we were in conversation not just with people but with the five elements every day. So, but the person who made those conversations conscious is my father.
Hmm.
And he was an extraordinary person, and he had such a learning mindset that I envy him. Even when he was like really serving us. Like for example, when my son was born, he came to take care of him with my mother. He'll be cradling the baby with one hand, and then with his other hand, he'd be reading a book. So he had that perfect balance between self care and service. And that, he was a teacher by profession, but his real passion was homeopathy and an enema can. We didn't have the term tona at that time. So an enema can was part of our household, even in the 70s and 80s, right? And
Wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I've seen miracles or miraculous cures um, from my father towards his students or neighbors or anyone, people with like severe migraines for 17 years getting cured in a week and things like that. So even today, that's part of the reason I don't condemn other streams of alternate therapies, because what I have seen I cannot unsee or unlearn. So, and countless such. At the same time, he was very, very humble. In a very rigorous way, he was humble. When something was beyond him, he tried curing somebody, or let's say I had jaundice. He tried for a week, he couldn't. So he just took me to an Ayurvedic person um, in Srirangam, which is 10 kilometers away. And he pedaled me all the way to Dr. Radhakrishnan. Dr. Radhakrishnan, and like any good Ayurvedic physician of the old school, was a naturopath. He would ask, "What did you eat?" He would want to look at my poop, the urine, the tongue, the nails. And, so very early on, it was drilled into us that it's not the fever, it's not the jaundice, it's it's our patterns of eating, it's our patterns of consuming the environment, which was unwholesome. In which case, in the case of jaundice, it was unwholesome water. So, and the fundamentals are fundamentals, no bypassing. That was made very clear to us, even in childhood. And my father, being a constant learner, also experimented on himself. And for a whole month, he had studied this book by G.V. Reddy, I think, on naturopathy or nature cure. And he experimented for a whole month being raw. So, he cooked for, mother would cook for rest of us, but he wouldn't eat. He would eat, all these leaves and sprouts and coconut and bananas and other fruits. So, and he started to glow. I would always remember that glow, that dad was eating leaves and he glowed, as a child. The experiment dropped off, but many of the elements, enema became a stronger part of whenever we got sick. It was the number one thing that we had to go to. And fasting became part of our life. And more fruits became part of our life. And my father was such an energetic and healthy person that when he fell sick, I got so excited. It was like newsworthy. I would run around the neighborhood and say, Appa has a fever, Appa has a fever. My father has a fever. And all he would do is like ask for a bottle of water after taking enema, go into a room, and come back 24 hours later, emerging fit and fine, ready to pedal 5 kilometers to his school again.
Wow.
So, this whole self reliance and sticking to the fundamentals, faith in the principles, all these were instilled in us, but there was no name to it, no label to it, you know. So, I had not known nature cure in e- exquisite ways like I learned from Dr. Arun Sharma, but these were instilled a little bit. Yeah.
Fantastic. I get the idea that it's something that is kind of intrinsic. You grew up with it just being part of your life. So
Mhm.
maybe this question would be pertinent that why do you suppose that animals in nature don't have to be taught nature cure? They simply live it, versus humans have to be taught it. Why do you think that is?
The mind, right? We have a mind that is beyond our DNA.
Mm-hmm.
They have discipline because of DNA, and they have discipline without knowing they have discipline. And this whole free will or choice that we are endowed with,
Mm-hmm.
um, for our own evolution, or through our own evolution, can take us in two directions. And sadly, most of the time we follow the downward direction in the name of free will.
I see.
And
I've got. Sorry,
the
go ahead.
second thing I feel is fearlessness about death.
I see.
This whole abhinivesha, right? When an elephant gets injured
Hmm.
and its bone breaks, all the other elephants know that that's the end of it.
Hmm.
They leave some food nearby and then pay the respects and leave. We don't do
Wow.
that. We are so afraid of death. We are so afraid of death that we do so many things that are unwholesome. So once we are fearless about death, I think we will not do so many things. Again, going back to my father, he passed away 2 years ago, and he called us and made it very clear that yes, I had a heart attack, but I don't want a surgery. I don't even want, like, angio. I just want to go peacefully because I believe there is an integrality to the body I was endowed with.
Hmm.
And whatever I needed to do with this body, I have done. It is not like my duties are unfinished. Now, you three just promise that you take good care of mother,
Right.
and I will leave peacefully. Don't let anyone put a knife to my body.
Wow.
So, once we are not afraid of death, I think we will not do many of the stupid things that we do.
Do you
Um,
feel that education has something to do with it?
Definitely, because we are also disconnected, right? We are disconnected from our own education systems. Thanks to Macaulay, thanks to our own indifference, and thanks to certain systems that denied education to a certain section of the population.
Hmm.
So, all these have kind of disconnected us from the simplicity of the truth that just works. And so I volunteer at a school.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing our children do when they get hurt is they look for a certain plant, Solanum nigrum.
Hmm.
And when they have a fever, they say, Ma'am, can I please put a patti and lie down? And that's what they ask. So if you teach the children and they see the results, they will do it naturally because it's not in our DNA, it's in our free will to do this. That's the plus and that's the minus as well. Yeah.
So, in the school that did you say you volunteer at the school?
Yeah.
Um, so the is it like is it an alternative school?
It is an alternative school where we focus on academics, arts, and agriculture. Um,
Wow.
or gardening, I would say. Agriculture is a strong word.
Hmm.
Gardening. And the children come from rural background with high awareness, and they
Hmm.
come from financially underprivileged backgrounds,
Right.
and also family-wise underprivileged backgrounds. Many of them have only one parent. The other parent is missing, or is drinking, or has eloped. All kinds of reasons. Yeah,
I see.
yeah. But
So,
the
if
children are
the
sponges.
children
Yeah,
are, I'm sorry, could you repeat that part? What the children are what?
the children are sponges and eager to learn,
Hmm.
and have this leaning towards good things. You teach them something good, they just catch it and make it their own.
Hmm.
You'll see them teaching it to their sisters and brothers.
In your schooling system, the alternative school that you mentioned, do you guys
Mhm.
teach anything about group dynamic, how to build a team, how to build a community, how to build a strong family foundations, those kinds of things?
All the time, all the time, um, without venturing too much into the glorification of the family, because if we do that, the children can get depressed because that's not their reality.
That's true.
They go back to a mother who is hysteric or a mother who is missing, right? Or a
Right.
stepmother who doesn't
Mhm.
care. So we cannot glorify the family system. What we
Mm.
teach the kids is resilience and awareness. So every day for 10 minutes, the children take a break and they observe their breath and they get in touch with their feelings and they just watch it. They don't suppress it, they don't express it dramatically, but they just observe it. And they see that everything that comes goes. It comes and it goes. It comes and it goes. How much
Mm.
importance do I need to attach to something that comes and goes? And what is the signal? What is the noise? They learn this discernment.
So this is like natural learning, is that right?
Natural learning, but we do have a small syllabus because
Hmm.
the children have very little structure at home.
Right.
Therefore, we feel the need to give them some structure to their time. So they learn a lot of physical arts as well, like Silimbam, which is like a stick art, martial
Hmm.
art. They learn that. They learn Bharatanatyam, the dance. They learn music. They learn soccer and basketball. So the physical wisdom that we are gifted with, the children get in touch with it. And the emotional wisdom um, also they try to tap into. And along with it, academics, arts and crafts, painting, all that happens.
Wow, that sounds amazing. So how are you guys funded? How is the school funded?
We are funded by a trust and we keep things really simple. Um, and we just try to minimize our expenses and try to get good volunteers to coach the children. So we are two volunteers and three paid staff.
Hmm.
Um, and we pay some of the people who come in to teach, like dance or soccer. But a lot of them see the value and work for much less than what they would normally charge as a fee.
I see. So is it a challenge or is it easy to teach these children about nature cure, about healthy living, making good choices and things like that?
It's easy if we exemplify. Like, for instance, I take them to a supermarket
Hmm.
or a grocery store and show them different kinds of rice, right? So they learn about polished rice and unpolished rice and what is the difference. Which rice would an ant prefer, an insect prefer? Why? And what is the who wins by polishing the rice,
Hmm.
right? And what we lose. That polished, I tell them about, I take them to a rice flour mill and
Hmm.
then I show them the bran that is fallen on the floor.
Yeah.
And I tell them, just wait a little bit. The guy from Horlicks factory will come and collect all this and put it in Horlicks and sell it back to you.
Wow.
So then, then they understand, they see the connection. So I think with children, everything has to be very um, visceral, physical. There has to be a physicality to the learning.
Hmm. That's simply amazing because a lot of the schools in the Western world, they're like little prison cells. You know, what you're describing is actually a very liberating kind of an education system that it's something that it has taken not only like intellect and deep thought, you've also stepped away from the mainstream. You're not doing
Yeah,
exactly what all the other schools are doing. That's very interesting.
yeah. Talking about prison cells, we actually take our children to the police station, and the willing ones go into the prison cell and
Hmm.
spend 10 minutes there and come back and reflect on what it feels like to have lost the freedom.
Wow.
So, yeah, yeah. I think the more they experience, the more they learn, and the more their inner voice becomes clearer. Their inner voice is always pristine. We
Mhm.
cloud it with ads and whatnot. Yeah.
Wow. Nishaji, this is you've given some very deep insights into um, an area of education that is very innovative. If somebody wanted to reach out to you, how would they
Mhm.
reach out to you and learn more about how you do these things?
Yeah, they can always write to our email ID,
Hmm.
which is,
Go ahead.
or I can also give out my individual email ID, which is
Sure.
Nisha, Nisha, Ragu, Raghu, like the pasta sauce, Nisha Raghu at gmail.com. Nisha Ragu at gmail.com.
There we go.
Um, yeah, and the nature cure uh, work that we do,
Hmm.
that is akarma trust at gmail.com. Akarma, AKARMA, trust at gmail.com.
Great. So you work with Anantji?
Yes, yes, yes.
Fantastic. Right there. I put it on the screen. Have you attended any of the camps, like in Palachi or any other camps?
Yes, yes, I have attended quite a few camps as a participant. Um, with Arun Sharma ji, I have attended level 2 camps, and earlier with Balakrishnan Naya, I had attended camps, and I also volunteer at camps. So, yeah, Polachi is like my
Fantastic.
second. Yes, yes,
Really?
yeah.
Wow. What about any of the courses? Have you done any of the IMANA or NHS courses?
Um, I would like to. I'm waiting for the right time. Life has gotten a little busy now on the
Hmm.
home front. My mother in law has Parkinson's, and so I'm not dedicating a certain amount of time, contiguous time, to many of the endeavors that I would like to. Um, but I, but it's definitely on my bucket list. Yeah.
Fantastic. Do you have any other kind of innovative ways that you haven't yet implemented in your school, but you would like to?
I would like the children to do a lot of skits this year. Simple skits about their cravings, simple skits about what they ate and
Mhm.
how it had a certain effect or is having a certain effect, and simple um, skits about each of the therapies that we can actually do, so that
Mm.
the younger ones catch on instead of me telling the younger ones. When the young ones tell the younger ones, they catch on, especially as a skit with some fun and jokes and all that. So that's something that I've been developing. I've been developing some scripts for the coming year because I'm having holidays now, and let's see how it goes.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic. Would you be
yeah.
able to, and are these skits in, or do the children speak only Tamil or do they speak English?
They speak Tamil fluently, and
Okay.
they speak broken English right now,
Mm.
but their English is improving. So certain kids where the speech is less and action is more, we
Mhm.
try English, and when they need to express a lot, we make it a Tamil script so that the
Oh, fantastic.
spontaneity is not lost. Yeah, yeah.
We would love to put some of these skits on our YouTube channel and our
Sure,
website.
sure.
More people can get encouraged. And my father is very skilled in writing skits, especially in
I will
Tamil.
take ideas. I'll take ideas from him. I do remember his drama days when he used to dress up as women also, right?
Oh.
So, yeah, yeah, yeah. I will take ideas from him. Though about the YouTube, we are a little protective about our children, so
Hmm.
we don't even put up their photographs anywhere. So I need to think a little bit about it. The script of the skit, I think that can be shared.
What
I'm
if
not sure.
uh, what if you have the children wear masks?
Oh yeah, we can do that. I think we can do that with photoshopping as well.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's true too.
Yeah, yeah. We can put some nice emojis. Yeah, yeah,
Like, you have Panchatantra and things like that where they're animals, and
yeah,
they
yeah,
make few masks and they do the skits as animals. That'd be pretty interesting.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll definitely take that input. Yeah, thank you.
So it's been a real pleasure talking to you, Nisha. Would there be anything else you'd like to share with us?
Just gratitude for all my teachers and Arun Mama. Like Balakrishnan Ayya gave us Nature Cure as a system. Arun Mama gave Nature Cure as a lived wisdom and life philosophy. And he practices, and therefore we get inspired. We see him standing upside down at 5:30 a.m. and that lived wisdom is priceless, because from jogging to music to so many things, and how to do everything gracefully, right?
Mhm.
Being alive and moving gracefully. He introduced us to many delicious salads, as if salads were celebrations, you know, and he pushed us warmly, persistently, and he's always nudging everyone towards becoming more of ourselves, towards our holistic potential. So I had stopped singing, but
Mhm.
and but then Arun Mama, because I don't have a sweet singing voice, but Arun Mama said, no, you must sing,
Mhm.
and find your voice. So something unlocked because of his persistence, and now music is part of my life. And so in late 40s, I learned to paint, and when I turned 52, I started learning Bharatanatyam, and a
Mhm.
lot of it I can trace it back to Arun Mama's, nudging, find your voice.
Wow,
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you.
So I'd like to thank you very much for coming on. And
My pleasure.
Dr. Sharma, is there anything else you would like to say to Nisha?
Nisha has already covered everything, almost everything, and I want her to be free to sing anytime she's asked to sing. She should be ready with some. Don't
Thank you,
hesitate.
thank you,
Thank you very much, Nishaji.
thank you.
So, listeners, I again apologize for the technical glitch last time, but we're going to continue from what we were talking about earlier about social spaces or third spaces, and how we just now heard from Nishaji how she has taken a very innovative approach to teaching children, and she's touched upon a very important point that I was actually initially starting off this talk today with, is that a lot of us adults, a lot of us people in the society, especially the quote unquote educated people, have rather been indoctrinated instead of actually getting education. As I was mentioning to Nishaji, that animals in nature, they naturally follow nature cure, but human beings are being have to taught uh, the same natural health science. So there's a lot of unlearning we have to do, and there's a lot of relearning, I suppose, we have to do, um, instead of re-education. So Dr. Sharma is a great lover of songs, dances, art, expressions of all kinds, as we just now heard. Let's find out how we can encourage our society to build third spaces where people can help build each other up and curb the rise of depression. Dr. Sharma, what's your understanding about how we should deal with depression?
There are so many people who have worked on music directors, and they have put in their lot of labor into that expertise. We can simply select some songs from the
Hmm.
movies, and of course there are so many songs in our religious background also. I should not say religious, I should say Vedic culture has got also so many slokas and songs for different rhythms, different tunes. And we can introduce some of them to attract attention of people.
Hmm.
when we start a talk, deliver a lecture in some organization, if we start with something which is musical, it attracts their attention.
Mm.
And if it is a movie song, okay, immediately they're all into it. What is this person coming and singing a movie song for? But the movie song brings out the purpose for which we are talking.
Mm.
We are having so many problems in life, but we are not looking at the beautiful things that we can enjoy in life. If you point out some of them, then their attention draws out from misery to happiness. And particularly in our natural health camps, we start our lectures with a sloka or a quotation or some song, movie song, which draws their attention. Uh, I don't know what he's going to talk. They are sitting with kind of boredom, and you give them a movie song, and they are also inspired. They want to listen to you,
Mm.
and then you lead them from there gradually to disciplined lifestyle, and they're able to accept it easily. And most of the nat- natural health classes that we conduct should we focus to make it fun, make a question answer sessions, always initiate them, make them ask questions. We ask them questions though, so they start thinking. That's the way we conduct classes. We don't conduct classes with just positive sentences.
Mm.
Questioning is also very good ways of ancient practices where people have given small stories and given the essence of teachings. You can fill this our body with junk food also, or you can fill it with beautiful, healthy food. That's what we learn from this lesson.
Mm.
So whatever we do, we have to do it beautifully better. Natural health science is not something super science that we have to learn with difficulty. It's so simple, and every philosophy, every scientific principle can be covered here very easily. Health comes from healthy lifestyle. That's a simple thing. Anybody can understand that. What is healthy lifestyle is something which is we need to explain. Ample exercise, adequate rest, positive food, positive thoughts, and an occupation, an occupation which promotes our skill and passion to help others. That one thing everybody misses. I have to become an engineer. I have to be. You have to. If the parents tell the students, their children, you have to become an engineer. You have to become a doctor. You have to become an architect or something like that. They tell the students, their children, and children find it very difficult to cope up with the parents' demands. If you let him choose his profession, he may choose to be an actor, he may choose to be what do you call, singer, he may choose to be an agriculturist, whatever he loves. If he chooses that, he becomes successful. Nobody notices that. Parents telling the children what to do is not as good as students themselves choosing their occupation. So, like that, when we have our occupation of our passion, and when we have activities that promote health comes to us very easily. When it comes to curing of disease, that's a whole world of difference. People are talking about curing a disease, finding out what disease it is. Diagnostic measures itself is a big industry. They make very good money in that industry. X-rays and this examination, that examination, blood examination, all urine examination, everything they examine and find out what's wrong with you.
Right.
Whereas in our natural health science, it's so simple. Have diagnosis is that you are unhealthy, you have to become healthy. To become
Mm.
healthy, you need only 5 elements. Ample exercise, adequate rest, positive food, positive thoughts. What is positive thoughts? Everything has got to be explained in a different way. If you find that there is very little occupation, or you have to introduce good occupation. Positive thoughts is he doing something that's creative, that's helping others? These are simple things. How does it relate to dealing with diarrhea or dealing with constipation or dealing with diabetes and all kinds of things? Don't we have to diagnose a disease and give it a name? All diseases are one. Cure for all diseases is also one. So we don't have to diagnose a disease and give it a name. Langda bhoot
Sharmaji,
aa gaya, falana bhoot aa gaya. It's a kind of trade that you can make money on.
Sharmaji, what advice would you give to people when they are suffering from, they're diagnosed with chronic depression, and a lot of the times it's due to the fact that they don't have a community or other people that they can congregate with, that they don't have any support structure or social framework.
In the beginning, we have to make them healthy with healthy foods, healthy habits. Those things, when we introduce, the healthy thoughts come in automatically.
Hmm.
Healthy thoughts means I can do it. I can do it. That one slogan has got to be inside. You are capable of doing everything. You are capable of attracting attention of people. So that's what we have to do.
I see.
And
So as long as they don't have a healthy body, their mind is going to be affected.
yeah, healthy mind in a healthy body, and the healthy thoughts will come automatically.
Hmm.
You have to think about your passion and your skill. You have to you can improve your skill, but the passion you are born with, that cannot change. You are born with a passion for singing. You, if you keep directing this person for all activities other than singing, he will not do so well. But if you also have some singing practice and encourage him, oh, you are singing very well, keep singing. And if you encourage him that, his passion will overtake all that effort. He will not have to make so much effort as another student, but he will be able to sing so well. In the same way, drawing pictures. Some kids are able to draw very well. We can see that difference. Some kids are not able to do anything on drawing, but they can do very well in building a mud house or this thing or all kinds of engineering skills. Children have, but we have to recognize them.
So you mentioned that children should be given the choice. Now, if you ask most children today, they would want to sit on YouTube or sit on some streaming platform, or they want to play some video games. That's what the children want to do. So should the parents encourage that, or they should?
Showing that passion, it's not on the computer, it's on the nature, outside.
Hmm.
Outside the computer, what can you do? Can you draw? Can you write? Can you sing? Can you dance? Everything is outside the computer or outside the screen of the phone, telephone, or something like that. When we focus on that, then so many things come up.
Hmm.
Can you draw the picture? Can you speak, sing a song? Those skills do not have to come from seeing the YouTube or any other place. It comes automatically within you. There is a skill which will bring out all the expertise that you need. that we have
Yes.
to spend some time about promoting them. And if we encourage them in one subject, then they can shine very well. A certain child could speak so well, and dramatically he can express. So we start of developed devoted some time for improving his skills in speaking, and very soon he could deliver lectures in a classroom to his level. Not necessary to go to a high level lecture. In his own level, he could talk so well that all our attention of everybody in that room was towards him, whatever he is saying. Those skills have been noticed so many times. Very young boys can express themselves so beautifully. We have to encourage that. We have to find out their skill and encourage that. Of course, it is true that every person can be encouraged to speak better. That's a different thing. But as it is, without any introduction, a person has skill for speaking better, speaking dramatically on his own. Those things have got to be identified. When we do that, then his life is so successful that you will not believe it. Everybody doesn't have to become a speaker like so many speakers that have been gone through in life, but in their own style, they can speak so well. There was an actor in South Indian screen, who was a good comedian. And as a comedian, he would speak with a funny voice, all kinds of voices and funny ways of expressing himself. But when he was asked to talk about something which he liked, he spoke in funny languages, but he expressed himself so well. Everybody could laugh at all the time and understand the essence of his teaching. It's so simple, but we have to encourage their own skills, their own passion.
That's great
Every child,
advice.
every child is a great child. We don't understand that. We try to shape him in the way we want and we fail. And if we understand his passion, oh, that's it. He will become so successful.
So his passion should be guided by not having, not introducing him to junk food and bad habits and screen time and things like that, but rather you're talking about a list of choices that are pure that he can select from.
Yeah. Singing, dancing, sketching, and public speaking. I cannot believe the amount of effort some people do in. There is a Ramakrishna mission who used to conduct competition, annual recitation competition, speech competition, all kinds of things. They used to give a passage of a speech given by Vivekananda, and each one practiced it so well that when they go to the stage, they speak about what they just read out, they memorize and they speak that language, that same sentences. When I was given the same passage, I looked at it in a different way. Imagined Vivekananda. I was imagining how powerful he was speaking, and I imagined myself to be Vivekananda. And when I delivered the speech, I got first prize. All of the students said, "What? What?" That's what it is. Express yourself with emotions. Bring it out. The voice modulation is the most powerful thing that you have in your speech. You go very low in your voice and gradually increase it to the maximum and press your importance, whatever it is necessary. I got this skill from my grandfather, maternal grandfather. Mother's father was a great actor, and he used to speak. Public speeches was so powerful, and I used to listen to him with awe. Oh my God! My father's father was also a good speaker, but he was not an actor like my mother's father. My father was a great dramatist, and he could deliver the lecture in such dramatic manner that people will be stunned. Oh my God, that's necessary for us to learn.
Did he speak in Tamil or English also?
Oh, in English also, he was a Shakespearean actor.
Wow.
So in English he could do very well.
What about Hindi?
No,
No Hindi. Okay.
he knew Hindi but not for speech.
Okay.
He was mostly in South India.
Hmm. FG Natasha here is what we're talking about, right?
FS
Fantastic.
from a Christian name, which he was forced to become a Christian when he joined railways.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
As a very young boy, he ran away from Pudukkottai to Trishnapalli. There he started working all kinds of mean jobs, and then the English officer who adopted him gave him a Christian name Francis or something like that, and then he trained him to learn better, and he developed him and gave him a job in railways. He joined as a small person and grew up very well to become district traffic superintendent for the entire South India.
Wow.
He had a great personality. He also developed a drama club in Trishnapalli, and he did many different kinds of roles, and he excelled in everywhere.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much for the advice. I'd like to bring back our guest from earlier, Sarjana ji. Sarjana ji, you were experiencing some network issues.
It was earlier. I hope I'm audible now.
Yeah,
Namaste,
yeah, that was
Guruji.
much better.
While I was listening to you, I started sketching. So, yes, absolutely. Getting back to your passion is something that really makes you feel good. I think that is something that you can, whenever you're losing your mind, whenever you are upset, stressed, or you think that you are moving towards depression. So, your passion can actually bring you back to life, I would say.
Great.
Whenever I see Sarjana, I think of a mischievous girl in the class.
Shararti.
Well, Guruji, I'm committed also. And my intentions are clear. So that is also what matters. And thank you so much for teaching with so much of patience. So Guruji has been always been kind and patient towards me. He has taught and he has clarified all the questions whenever I have queries. I keep on asking a lot of questions. So, but I think that is what is giving me more intensity and understanding towards the subject. Now when a lot of people they think that naturopathy and nature cure is same, but I was also earlier used to feel the same thing, but I got clarity for myself, and here all the viewers would like to say that again. This is what I've learned, and I have very much clarity on that. Naturopathy is where you are talking about curing a disease. We do not say that there is any disease. It's just one disease, one cure. So you need to first of all understand that what is it? That is lifestyle. Today we are talking about the mental health also. So that is one of the very important thing. When Nature Cure says that okay, anything that happens, Guruji says that if uh, anything that has gone in a different direction because of lifestyle, only lifestyle can bring it back. So always check your lifestyle, check your habits, don't check your body. Guruji always says that, and that's the mool mantra for Nature Cure. So whenever people say, okay, I'm just going to go for some checkups and something, start understanding yourself. So may it be your mental issues, your physical issues, anything. You need to first of all start feeling that, okay, is it something that I generally feel, or is it something different that is happening to me? So now, when you are relating back to your body with yourself, that is when you connect back with the nature, because we are made of 5 elements. Please.
Fantastic. So, what we were talking about earlier about the topic about depression, we were discussing the fact that modern society, a lot of people have lost that social interaction with each other, and oftentimes they rely online. I remember even when I was a child, down in Delhi, we used to all come out in the streets and play as children, and we used
Yeah.
to, cricket and whatever else in the park. But nowadays, most people are still holed up in their houses, and that has a overall negative trajectory. If you look at the all the studies done on depression and the rates and prevalence over time, it just keeps increasing, and the social structures keep degrading. So nowadays there are less clubs, less those third spaces that I was talking about earlier. What are your thoughts on that? How can we revive that?
Again, connecting back to nature, connecting back to the roots. So
Mm,
when people are thinking and then think that, okay, maybe nature can help me with my mental condition. So first of all, it is important for them to understand nature cure can support with your mental health.
mhm,
That itself, that you need to really be present to what is causing that discomfort when we are talking about your physical health or mental health. When you're talking about connecting back to people, um, the clubs that you're talking about, I'm sure these are the social clubs that you're talking about where people
mhm.
used to connect and meet more, not the places now. These days, people are going to and then
Very good point.
jamming, and they're
Disco
not even,
clubs.
yeah, not that,
Right,
of course.
right.
So they are not even present to what is happening to them. They just go there as an escape.
Mhm.
So I would rather call these places escape doors, to not take responsibility about their own lives, their mental condition, their physical condition, and then later on switching back to their to the medicine they think is curing them, but that is actually suppressing, and it's not addressing the root cause. How do we address is also, it is first of all important for us what is giving us peace, what we used to give. Like I'm 41 years old. I can uh, relate with the era what you just mentioned. There were times when there were no televisions also when we were
Mhm.
kids, and
Mhm.
or maybe just one television in the entire house, and when if there is an electricity cut, so everyone will just come out in the veranda, and we will just like talk about stories, we'll play games, and that is where we were talking about with our neighbors also. We were that is how we were connected with the society, and then being present into each other's life and
Mhm.
understanding there, that is where the social bonding came from. But now what happened eventually, we talk about AI these days. Now children are also exposed to it. Parents, to some extent, majority of them, they think that, okay, if my kid is doing very well with AI, is something that I can boast about. I can tell people that, oh, my kid can do this, that, and can
Mhm.
also create a game on computer. So
Right.
it is important for parents also to understand. So I understand that, I've seen, I'm an educator also. I have been teaching in schools. So I have been training teachers to teach as well, for over 10 years. But parents come and they complain that, okay, my kid is always on television or mobile phone. But tell me one thing, who exposed the kid for the first time to those things?
That's true.
It's you. You are first of all giving something they are going to get addicted to. You're yourself on phone, and then you're talking about that, okay, now my kid is addicted to something, and I'm so concerned about my kid. one way you are holding a knife and then you're holding a rose in the other hand. It doesn't work that way. It is important for people to understand. You introduced to me, when you introduced, you mentioned about my sister also, Tulika Di. So Dr. Tulika. So when my nephew was, she was, they were raising my nephew. So she won't even take our calls even if we are calling. She used to make sure that she is not on phone when Arjav is around, my nephew is around, and uh, he is 13 now. He still is not having a phone, and he has fixed TV days, 1 or 2 days. I do not know if now it is increased recently. No idea about that, because I've always seen him reading books. Even on birthdays, he would ask you for giving him books instead of asking for any games or anything that is more materialistic or meaningful. Why and how it happened? Um, because when my sister was giving a book to my kid, she was also to my nephew. She was also holding a book for herself. So kids imitate you. They are they do not know what is good, what is bad for themselves. They will only follow what they are seeing. So it is important for parents, or what kind of environment you are giving to your kid at the moment, and more importantly, what kind of environment you are into. Because right now, if you're complaining about your own mental issues, health, and everything, check where are you wrong? Where is it that you are going towards? You are having a friend circle who's into clubbing, drinking. They are not into something, book reading or going on a trek. So, what do you think? The answer probably they can give to themselves when I'm asking this question, and some of our viewers, if they can relate with it. So it is important for us, and it is okay to say no to such people also, such things also, no matter how close they are. But if it is not adding any value to yourself, cut out, or cut these people from your life. You cannot cut them entirely. Pause them, pause those habits. I like scrolling reels as well, but I have a setting called for 30 minutes. So I make sure that I am not going beyond those 30 minutes of Instagram reels. And now, because I am working also, have other things also, it's hardly, if I check my time, so it's hardly 10 to 15 minutes of Instagram usage that I do. So uh, nature cure talks about discipline. Yeah. My mother used to say this thing: we should have a discipline in our life. So she, a niyam in Hindi we call it.
Right.
uh, नियम होना चाहिए। आप और आपको पता होना चाहिए कि आपके लिए क्या सही है। सबको पता होता है। If I will give you some fruits and if I'll give you some munchies, chips, are you not aware? Are we not aware that what is going to give benefit to my body and what is just for my tongue, for my mind?
True. Sarjana, can you tell us about your background, please?
Okay, so I have been into education industry for over 12 years. I was running my own NGO for over 8 years, and into social sector for about 12 years now. I have been exposed to radio industry, and I was a radio jockey and a commentator with the All India Radio in New Delhi for about 16 years. I started quite early when I was in graduation, so I started producing programs there. So radio is something that really makes me happy. That has music. Music makes me happy. So that's also what I do. And currently, I'm also engaged with one of a very prestigious NGO, largest NGO in India, as a manager, marketing and communications there. So I recently joined. I'm living in Mumbai. I am attending a lot of camps. I am trying to be part of a lot of camps with IMANAH also. So, so that's a little brief about myself. Yes, I'm a trained yoga teacher and a certified sound healer and meditator. So I am into meditation, sound healing. So it is very important what kind of energy that we are exchanging with people. So
Right.
yeah,
I
and that
understand
is
you
very
have three
important.
master's degrees as well.
Yeah, I'm currently waiting for my third one, and was going to today only before coming here. I just checked for the PhD program in natural, so I'm aiming for that also. Yeah. So
Fantastic. What
Guruji
what are
was just
those what are those fields? What are the three masters on?
so the first one was broadcast journalism, masters of broadcast journalism. The second one was MBA, so business
Business.
administration, and that was in marketing. I also did my bachelor's of education long back 2010, and currently the degree that I'm waiting for my results for is masters of education. That's all.
Fantastic. And what about your upbringing? How did your how was the life like with your parents and your
Hmm.
sister?
So my yeah, sure. First of all, this is something which now when I'm getting more conscious, won't say conscious, but yeah, conscious living when you're talking about, and then I'm thinking more about how it started. So my father used to wake us up. We were kids. I was maybe 5, 6 years, 7 years old, and my father used to wake us up in the early morning. Around 5ish or something, and used to take us for a walk. So that is how it started, and he would make sure that we are having trifla water and all those things. So that was also there, and we were while growing up, we never had any chips from outside. There were struggles also at home. My mother used to cook very well, so he used to cook with very less oil and everything because for for health reasons also. So uh, so we ate home cooked food. So that also shaped up later on when we had a cook who used to in my 20s when I used to go to college also, we were having a cook at home who would come so at home and cook. So around 5:36ish she will come and then she'll cook food, and I like fresh food. So
Hmm.
that is when I started like, okay, whenever she's cooking, I'll eat it there and then only. So I used to have my dinner by 6:30, and later on if I used to feel hungry, so what is it that I want for myself, I used to tell my mother, because not a fan of vegetable at that time. So I used to have a bowl of soup, a very big, maybe 500 ml or so, or 600 ml. That bowl I used to have with no salt, no butter, no nothing. I do not know. I was not exposed to nature cure at that time, but that is how it started for me,
Hmm.
unconsciously, without knowing that, oh, this is what I'm following. I'm following nature. And
Wow.
I used to also do fasting once a week on Thursdays for Sai, and I used to be on water. So it was a water fasting for me for over 24 hours. So that probably also helped. So
That's
in nature
amazing.
cure, we have fasting. We Ether is one of the therapies,
Mhm.
right? So that I was following, and then in the other next morning also, because I had to rush, and I used to walk a lot for covering interviews or going to different places. So somehow now, when I actually look back and I see that, okay, nature was always part of me. I used to love to walk. I can walk for 5 kilometers also in one go. I from my home to my college also. Sometimes just like while talking and we are just going. I was fine. So I think that is something, and meditation. My father would always do these mouth exercises at home. He would say like all those things. Now when you give terms to these things, so this is
Yeah,
face yoga that you used to do.
that's
He
right.
would, yeah. So muleti and all those things. So we actually somehow knowingly, unknowingly, we were following that. My father is 78 years, touchwood, and He has a better disciplined lifestyle. He wakes up in the morning, he has everything. He'll have his almonds also, soaked almonds also. He will exercise every day. He'll do he won't really go for a lot of walking, but he is still driving. So we say, okay, you should, because it's keeping your mind active. So it is very important what you want for yourself before anyone else is coming to you. Like doctors, you like people in allopathy, they think, oh, my nurse is very good, my doctor is very good. Why do you need that? You don't need it. You first of all decide what is it that you want for yourself. You want to look and live healthy, so it all comes from your mind, your willingness, your willpower. So
Yeah.
if that is strong, Nature Cure talks about discipline. Nature Cure talks about getting back to the five elements we are made up of. So one basic thing, Guruji also gives this example. I'll just say that. So if in case our house is made up of concrete, you are not going to add those straws, right? So you cannot fix a concrete house with straws or mud, and vice versa. Similarly, how can anyone think that our body is made up of five elements? You want to fix it with some vaccines and some medicine. Just simple logic. If if that happens, and a lot of people, they also say that, oh, my B12, how am I going to get my B12? That comes from bacteria. Simple. You're not eating your salad, you're cooking everything, you're deep frying everything. How are you going to get deep your B12? So
Right.
people come to the podcast also, they are following up Instagram and WhatsApp. They are being their own doctors. So first of all, without understanding, you cannot be doctor. Same treatment may not be fine for what works for me may not work for you.
Right.
So different therapies are there. So you attend any of our camps. IMANAH camps are there. That's giving you a lot of understanding about your own selves, your body. You understand your body. You treat yourself and you treat your family also. So I think that is something that I always believe. Yeah.
How did your father motivate you to wake up 5 a.m.? Didn't
Oh, it was
you
not a
girls?
motivation. Trust
Okay.
me. Initially, it's not motivation. It's like you don't want to wake up. A kid never wants to wake up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
That is where parents' responsibility come to uh, introduce them to some good habits.
Mm.
So, reading is one of the habits which was given to me from my father. My mother used to make sure that we are eating healthy food. Even there were initial days we were also struggling. So she used to make sure that even with less money, also how we are getting everything.
Mm.
So that was also there. So. So one message for parents also here, I would like to say, we think that okay, to I want some peace for myself also. Let me just give my mobile phone to my kid. At
Right.
least the kid is going to be there for half an hour, 1 hour. Shanti se better rahega. No, that's not the way. So you need to make sure the foundation is strong. So my father built that foundation for us. And my mother did the same thing. She used to wake up in the morning, 4:30, take bath, prepare food for us, all the rituals and everything. She used to also initially go and teach as well. So how did she manage everything? Why? Because she had a purpose. One
Mm.
important thing: purpose, discipline, uh, a routine to be followed. And I did not understand it then. Um, she's no more with us, but we always used to ask her, Mama, you should have your own hobbies,
Mm-hmm.
right? Her hobby was to cook nice food for us. But you know how this is how we are conditioned, that cooking cannot be a hobby or something or something. But no. Different people find happiness in different things. So
Right.
no matter what others are going to say, don't stop doing what you want to do and what you have to do, because before anyone else makes an opinion about yourself, it is important that what opinion you have for yourself, and that is what will keep you sane, and your mental peace will be fine. And always remember that your mental health and your physical health are related. You cannot say that one day if I'm peaceful I'm going to do something. No, no, no.
Mm.
You start eating nice food, you start having a good company, you start listening to, everything is related. You must have
So,
seen a lot of things. Yeah, you were saying something.
no, I was just going to ask you about, you mentioned that you had a fairly solid upbringing. You had both parents and they instilled really good niyam in you. And
Yes.
there are a lot of people who don't have that.
Mm.
They don't have a stable home. Either they come from broken homes or orphans and all kinds of situations where they never developed that foundation. And now they're adults. How would they go about then inculcating those habits? Or where do they start? How would they get to the point where you are?
So there's a saying in Hindi, "Jab jago tabi savera." So whenever you wake
You
up,
wake up.
that's your morning. So if in case now you know that okay, there is something which is not happening right in my life, which is not
Yeah.
giving good vibes to me, which is ruining my body health, my mental health. So you know that okay, first of all, accept it. That
Mhm.
okay, something is not working out. You need to accept it. And then secondly, question this to yourself: are you willing to change this? Am I willing to change this condition for myself? Yes or no? That's very critical. Unless and until you are not willing to change that condition, that circumstance, nobody is going to help you with anything.
So,
Nobody is going to just pick
just to
you up.
interrupt you just for a second, let's say you did not have the foundation that you have, your
Yes.
background, your upbringing. Um, just by wanting it, how are you going to get it? That's like, yeah, you've woken
Acceptance.
up and it's
Yeah.
morning for you, but now how do you achieve that? And that's your half your life that you've been raised with that foundation. How do you learn that?
Mm, I understand what you're saying. So first of all, again, I'll say the same thing. When we accept, acceptance is the basic baseline for
Hmm.
everything. That okay, now this thing is not working out for me. Then comes your choice. Am I okay with it, or am I okay to get uncomfortable and make changes which will help me out with my life? So
Okay.
that is what is important. I understand. So, and that takes a lot of courage, a lot
Right.
of discipline, and there you may need to say goodbyes. You need to clean your life. You need to clean your um, phone's directory. You need to clean relationship, your habits, everything inside out. So, and that will come from within, my willingness to do that, to make that change. It is okay for people to not having that disciplined life. I was also, I won't say that I'm not having bad habits. I was
Hmm.
exposed to bad habits. Then it's just like, okay, is it having any good thing for myself? I'm having a lot of, I do eat for my mind also. I do things for my mind, but in nature care we say 80% is for your body and 20% is also, you need to feed your mind also. Otherwise, you'll be nowhere. So do that in balance. And nature cure is not to put you into, again, behind the bars or something. It's not a restriction. It's a lifestyle, and you enjoy it when you know that okay, it is making me in my life better. It is. I'm not saying. We all have a limited prana we do not know about.
Right.
I can die tomorrow also. People may say that, oh, she used to talk about living healthy, nature cure, blah, blah. Why she died so young? Yes, because my pranas are not in my hand. But how I die when I die, am I on my toes or
Right.
am I on that?
Right.
So it is okay. People are not exposed to discipline. But are you willing to make that change now?
So let's say people are watching the show, they're listening to your story, and they listen to Nisha's story. They got inspired, and they want to make the change. and they want to reach out. Imagine if there was a group of people like yourself and your sister and Nishaji and all these other different people, where the people from public can access you, not individually, but maybe in a group conversation where they can, maybe like even in this podcast, they can call in and ask questions and things like that.
Yeah,
Would that be helpful for people in your opinion?
I'm sure it will be helpful, and I think Imana is having such platforms. So people should definitely join Imana groups. So you can so join our camps also. And it's not see, first of all, when you're talking about the community, you get a community there, you get a support group there. So you think that, okay, how am I going to deal with it all by myself? I was not having anything beforehand, right? Yeah, this is probably related to the question you just asked me before
Yeah.
this. So I was not disciplined, I don't have that support group. Come to our camps, you will see, you will find so many people doing, following, dealing probably with the same thing. They'll support you. You have your WhatsApp group, you have your Facebook community group, you have groups, you have teachers, you have the volunteers there who are there to hold you up, and then you get the support of your consultant, the person who's giving you consultant, yeah, talking about their consultation about your present health condition. So that's also one of the things, that is a platform, it's a group platform people can connect with.
Sarjana ji, can you tell us a little bit about the social sector that you work with, empowering the less privileged?
uh, okay, so I'll not take the brand's name, but I would like to say that we are into childhood to livelihood, where not just talking about the education, they are also making sure that the youth specifically is ready, the job ready. So that's also the skilling them into various conditions with the life skills. Sports also is one of the things where some of our kids are getting now playing national kabaddi also. So
Wow.
those things, yeah. So those things are there. So it's not just about the superficial level of help. So it's also about digging deep, supporting them from all the levels where we can. And I would say that there are multiple NGOs. You won't really have the transparency. So here we have the transparency where you can question us. Okay, where is my money going? So you know that where is it that's going. We have multiple programs. Either it is going to the programs, or on organizational levels. We have independent, more detailed reports also going up as well.
Hmm.
So that's what we are into.
I see. Can you tell us more about Geo Naturally?
GeoNaturally is a platform where I talk about. I do not consult there. First of all, GeoNaturally, people sometimes they talk about, okay, why don't you give us a cure for this disease? So nature cure is not about that. First of all, and even when we are saying that we are going to cure your disease, which is lack of health, which is the absence of health, we are going to address that. It helps, it will certainly work for you, but you do not know where your history is in your illness. So first of all, people, I would like to say that geonaturally is more about where the habits, lifestyle changes that you can make for yourself. So that is where I'm only talking about these things which you can accept in your life without any consultation. I do not give any consultation there. I do not say that, okay, you follow this therapy or that therapy. I only talk about, okay, these therapies are available um in Nature Cure. Depending upon your health condition, you can choose, but you cannot choose it by yourself. You need to have an expert for that. For either join camps and learn for yourself, or have an expert consultant from Imana, or if you know someone. But I would say Imana, because a lot of people, they are not present to the therapies and how it works with food. So
Mm.
you need to also be conscious and sensible enough to choose what you are doing it. And I'm sure that everyone knows that what is good for them. So they are all sensible.
Right. I understand your level of Hindi is very good. You've been raised with the language, and we were
My father
thinking
is
of.
a Hindi writer, so yeah, very
He's
well
a
known.
writer. Wow,
Yeah, he's a
fantastic.
very well known, renowned Hindi writer, and people
Wow,
have done a PhD and MPhil on him as well. So I'm proud of that. So
that's fantastic. What's his name?
Sri Ramakant Sharma Udbrant. Udbrant is his pen name, Udbhrant. So
So it's Sri Ramakant
Sharma,
Sharma
yeah, and Udbrant is his pen name.
Udvant
Udbrant, Udbhrant, Udbrant.
Brant. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. So I'm gonna put that up here on the screen. Please look him up. So
Thank you so much.
in your RJ time as a radio jockey, were you doing a lot of Hindi shows or were you doing English?
It was Hindi shows. I was associated with All India Radio, FM Gold in New Delhi, and we are a Hindi channel. तो मैं हिंदी में बात करती थी, हिंदी में ही प्रोग्राम्स प्रेजेंट करती थी. लेकिन जब मैं ग्रेजुएशन में थी उस वक्त one of the shows that I was doing was for the Western section, and it was Roving Microphone. That was a monthly magazine that I used to produce. So that was in English, where you go to different exhibitions, you go take different interviews, and then you club them as a magazine of 20 minutes and then broadcast it online.
Right.
On it.
So we were interested in doing some more Hindi podcasts. I don't know if you had the opportunity to watch our Hindi podcast a couple of weeks ago.
No, I did not. I'm sorry.
You haven't? Okay. So we were interested in that. So if you have any interest in, doing some hosting the podcast with Imana, we would love to have you.
Yeah, definitely. We can talk on that. Yes.
Fantastic. Is there anything else you'd like our viewers to know?
Do not try to. I'll just say that I will again say I'm not an expert, but don't try to be an expert of your health. Do not take over the counter medicine, or just like telling you one thing. Your medicines are not addressing the root cause. They are just suppressing the symptoms. So first of all, there is a difference between addressing the root cause and suppressing the symptoms. So if you have, understand that, come to the camps. I'm not saying this. Yeah, so I'm not saying this because for promoting something, but it is. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah, you glitched out for a second.
Yeah. So I'm saying this because I'm concerned. I see a lot of people around me also. They are just like, okay, I have a headache, I'm going to have a medicine. I get concerned. So it's a genuine concern from my heart. I've seen my mother's health improving when she was following nature cure, and you all can do that. So trust your own self, your body, the nature, and you don't need something extra coming from external. So that's all.
Fantastic.
Guruji, you're yawning. I'm so boring, huh?
I was wondering. Okay. Wow.
Yes,
So
yes, Guruji.
So, Dr. Sharma, what did you think about
Audible?
the talks from Sarjana and Nisha?
Yeah. Nisha was, of course, very good in one way that she expressed her practical experience, and she has been associated with us for a long time, and she has seen so many patients getting well. And in her own life, she has witnessed people coming with grave problems, and within within a week or two, they are getting back to normalcy without having treated their symptoms. Those are the wonderful things that Nisha has watched, and she participated and helped many people get better. And Sarjana with her sister Tulika, they have both got in trained so well, and they have practiced, and they are teaching others also. It's very good.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for coming on our show, and thank you the viewers for watching and following us on this
Guruji
journey.
is emotional.
I'm sorry.
I said Guruji is slightly emotional.
So it's great to see all you guys here, and hopefully we'll keep in touch and we'll do more such programs in the future.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Mom.